Hi guys, welcome to my second My Metal Recommendations video. I haven't prepared too much with this video. I don't have too much information as I did last time, but I know most things about the bands, so I hope I'll be able to bring some information to this from what I know from before. But I made my first one as just a death metal edition, whatever, recommend you about 4 death metal bands. In this one there's a couple different stuff. There's mostly black in death metal, but yeah, just it's basically I've only made one video before, so maybe people is not familiar with what this is. But I love music and I want to recommend you about a couple bands now and then that I feel deserves more attention. There are tons of bands I could recommend you about. I might start with that later, but these two first videos are pretty much my favorite bands, or part of my favorite bands, like my top 100. And there might be videos later with just bands that are great, but it's not really part of my favorite bands. I just think they're great and very underrated. But in the last one and in this one also, there's gonna be just very underrated bands that are parts of my favorites. So maybe it's kind of obvious that I would start with those. So anyway, the first band, I'm not sure if you can call a metal band, but it's Amesoeurs. I might have sounded stupid there trying to pronounce that. It's French, and it's very difficult to define this. I actually talked about this band in my top 15 albums of 2009 video, but I'm gonna talk about it here too. But it's a French band from, well, I don't know where in France, but they're French, and it's very difficult to define what they play, but it's some kind of mixture between black metal, post-punk or post-rock, and also a bit of shoegaze. I think that you might like this if you like Alcest, because it's with Nish from Alcest. He's also in this band. I actually think they disbanded last year, or maybe this year, but they released an album which is incredible. They also released an EP, which might be the main reason for them why they're called a black metal band, because I can't remember, to be honest, if there's that much black metal on the full-length album from last year, or if it's just of the EP, from the EP that there's black metal. There's not a lot of metal on the last album, I know that, but if there's any, I don't even know. But yeah, it's just incredible. It has a female singer who is very original. She might not be the best singer, but it fits the music pretty well. And I think you should check this out. It's not for everyone, that's one thing that's for sure, but yeah, just please check this out. The album is the best, which might not fit in this metal recommendations video, but just wanted to include it. Next band is called Cattle Decapitation, which is also a band I talked about in my 2009 favorite albums list, but the other ones I didn't talk about. But this is a band that plays like brutal death metal, grindcore, death grind, stuff like that. I have only heard one album. That's the one from last year. I want to check out more, but their last album is very good and well made, and they're memorable for being so brutal stuff, because most brutal death metal and death grind and stuff like that tends to be pretty generic, in my opinion anyway. And I don't think that this is. I think this is very good, and it's extremely brutal, or very brutal, but it's incredible. Check out the album The Horror's Floor. As I said, it's the only one that I've heard, so I cannot recommend you about that one. But I will check out the rest eventually. Next is I believe German band called Heimdalls Wacht. I don't know. A lot of these bands are actually very difficult to pronounce. But anyway, they are a black metal band. I'm not sure. They might be some kind of pagan or Viking metal band too, but it's mainly black metal. And I haven't heard everything. I've heard 2 albums, but the main reason to why I recommend you this is definitely not the only reason, but it's the main reason. They have made my favorite black metal song of all time, which is this song right here. I'll link one song of each band in the description, but I especially recommend this one. I don't know much about this. I know they released a new album recently, which I tried to find online, but I failed. But I might try again. But it's not a high priority for me to check out a lot of the other stuff now. I love that song, and what I've heard I like a lot. But very underrated, so definitely check this out. So yeah, and then the next band is called Lykathea Aflame, and I wasn't sure about this band. I think they're pretty known. It's like if you know about the band Appalling Spawn, that was like this band before they was called Lykathea Aflame, and I think they recently changed the name to only Lykathea. And it has been talked about for years that they are going to release another album, which I really don't know when that's going to happen or if it's going to happen. But the album, they've only made one album called Elven Efris something, probably not pronounced like that, but it's one of the very few albums that I find pretty much perfect or flawless. It's very brutal, like brutal death metal or like grindcore also. At the same time, it's very melodic too, and sort of a bit avant-garde metal to it, and very technical too, or maybe progressive also. It's just a very, it's difficult to define, but it's incredible. I guess that's all for that. And then we get a band called Molested, which maybe in a way this is kind of similar to Lykathea Aflame, because it's a very special kind of death metal. I mean, it's a bit avant-garde too. It's more avant-garde than Lykathea Aflame, but maybe it's not that melodic. It's a very cool band. I think they've only released one album, that's Blood Brawn, but they released a couple EPs and stuff, I'm not sure. But Molested, very good band. Yeah. Then the last band is I'd say it's kind of associated to the first band, Amesoeurs, but they're called Peste Noire. My French is not good, so I apologize for the crappy pronunciations. But I think this means the Black Plague, but if you're French, maybe if it's wrong, you can correct me. And the reason why I think it's related to the first band is that Nish, he's in both bands. Did I talk about Alcest in the beginning? I said he was in that band too, I think, and he's in Peste Noire as well. But this is depressive black metal, I would say. It's not very easy listened. It's the vocals is extremely raw, and it's just not very. It's not very common black metal. It's well, I don't know. It's one of my favorite black metal bands for sure, and one of my favorite bands maybe. And yeah, it's just incredible. Especially check out their first album, which has a very long and weird title that I'll write here that I have absolutely no idea what it means. But anyway, I just wanted to recommend you about these bands. So thank you for watching, and tell me what you think about them. And yeah, so see you in my next video.